Welcome to our kitchen. I'm Peggy. We don't have food, but we have something else that's lots of fun and cheer, and we're getting ready for a happy time, and we want to share it with you. And Kelly Toadvine is here with me from the Master Gardeners of Greenville, South Carolina, and she is the current president.
I am.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And not only that, you are talented beyond belief, and she's brought some things to share with us and some things that maybe we could even do ourselves.
Oh, I'm hoping you can. Okay. I'm hoping you can.
So we're talking about, of course, Christmas decorations.
That's right. And my thought is to go shopping in your closet, your attic, your basement, wherever your Christmas decorations are, maybe not even necessarily Christmas decorations, but your bits and pieces, bring them all together to start to use for decorating.
And you'll be amazed at what you already have that you don't even know about.
That's very true. That's very true.
I picked this up.
Yep. That is the seed pod to a magnolia. I just went outside in my garden, picked it up, added a little paint and some wire, and it's good to go for decorating.
It's very pretty. You put red paint on it, but you could do gold or anything.
You could, yes. It really has to do with the theme.
And look at this. Wait a minute. What is this?
That is a sweet gum. And lots of people have these trees, and lots of people fuss about these little balls. But the cool thing is if you stick them on a stick, or you could even string them on a piece of wire, give them a little color, and they serve a whole new purpose.
That's wonderful. Okay, what are you going to do today?
Well, I wanted to show you, so many times people are, they're busy Christmas shopping, they've got 101 things to do, and they're thinking, oh, I'm going to drag out the same old wreath. So that's what I did today. I brought my old wreath from last year. I haven't done anything to it since I threw it up in the attic. So
it's been in the attic for a year.
It's been in the attic for a year. So you can see my bow is all mushed, and everything is all kind of mushed. So I never am guaranteed to want to use the same bow. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut last year's bow off and start with a clean slate. The other thing that's always good with, especially with, this is an artificial wreath. A lot of people have an artificial wreath. If you have a fresh one that you can go out and buy, that's great, and then you can add from that. But this artificial, but what will make it look so much better is if you start fluffing it. Yes, bringing its limbs up.
Gotten mashed down.
It has.
It's a little flat.
It needs to be puffed up and kind of brought back to life. And then once you've got it puffed up, then you could start adding some real. You don't have to have a lot. And I like to remind people that if they go and get a real Christmas tree, most of the time we recommend as master gardeners, when you get it home, if the people at the tree place have not already done it, cut the bottom of the tree off, immediately stick it in water. The tree starts to soak up water. It'll last longer. And that piece that you cut off the bottom usually has some lower limbs. Okay. You can use those to add to your wreath for decoration. So what I might be apt to do is...
This you had from last year.
This is what I had, right.
And then you're going to add fresh to it.
And I'm going to add fresh to it, because what's kind of nice is that when your company comes to the front door, they're going to stand up at your front door, and they're going to get that whiff of the fresh pine. No. So what I like to do is take clumps like this, and I just have some simple little wire, and we wire it together.
And then you
add
the fresh to whatever.
Then you add the fresh to, and you just have to, it doesn't have to be real hard. Just kind of twist it around there, and it tucks right in. We have some eucalyptus, which something that I like to grow in my garden.
I love that.
Has a really nice smell. In the case of this, it's really long. I can just sort of stick it right in there.
It transformed last year's wreath into something living.
It does. And I would say, look in your garden. See what you've got growing. I cut down a Nellie Stevens holly tree, and I didn't cut it all the way to the ground. Well, lo and behold, this summer it sprouted. So now I have holly that I can add into my wreath.
Look at that.
And you can, and then the fun thing with the
And of course,
artificial,
this is alive.
living,
Yeah.
right? And I can just take the artificial limb and wrap it around, and it'll hold it. Something else that I like to recommend to people is don't work outside the box or work outside the circle. Don't make everything stay right in the circle.
Okay.
Let it cascade down. We could use something like a deer antler. There are lots of people who like to hunt. Why not add a deer antler to it? Now, we probably would want to use a little bit heavier wire, but we could get it
Okay.
and just twist it in. This gets, okay, and then maybe we want to go with the more natural theme, and we want to get some of this red color in here. And again, when you're working with a artificial wreath, it really is a no-brainer as far as getting the stuff to kind of hang in there. We'll put another one, and we'll go this way.
Yeah, it doesn't want to go, does it?
No, it's got a mind of its own, but that's okay. We just keep fiddling. And it's something that's not, you're not going to do this in 5 minutes, but if you just take your time and relax.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay, and then maybe we want to throw in these little things, and we can manage the back. Let's see, do we get another one on a stick? You want to try?
No, they seem to.
Okay, let's try another one on a stick.
Okay.
They do.
There.
Well, he's not being cooperative, but we can get the idea.
So
here.
anything that you happen to have, or
Well,
you
yeah,
can use.
you can send the kids out and say, find me interesting things. Down here in the front, I have a piece of wood. I've got moss. Mm-hmm. So I have feathers.
Yeah.
So we could do a whole theme that was outside, was nature. If we want something, and that's the thing I kind of like to keep in mind when you're working on a wreath, is pick a theme. And the theme could be nature, it could be a color, so we could take all of this off.
What are these?
Those are crystals off of an old chandelier.
Look at that.
So who's to say that we couldn't, like this, I could see using pearls, and then the crystals hanging off of the pearls, and drape the pearls around the wreath.
I tell you, I'm going to put this poor old thing out of the way.
Okay. So that, and then what we could do is we could add, with the pearls, we could do an all-white theme.
You could do a magnolia.
So we could have a magnolia, and I have, excuse me, in my bag of tricks here.
You're amazing. But you see, it just, whatever you happen to love and have, and you can make your own theme. Look
Exactly.
At
Look, see, this is
real
this
southern.
this is
This
very
is your southern wreath.
Yes,
with magnolia blossom
yes.
and leaves.
And then, can you imagine? Let's take this off of here. Look.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we don't even have to. Let me see if I can pull it apart.
You just do
But you could just do, we can just kind of give an idea for people so they can see. But, we could drape the pearls all the way around. We could add the crystals in on, let's see, this one's missing its little hook. We can hook the crystals onto the pearls and add those in there. And you've got a real elegant looking wreath, you could, and then if you wanted to, according on the colors you were using, now this wouldn't necessarily be the right for this look.
Yeah.
But a white, if you had a white bow, that would be really pretty.
What is that?
That is angel wings. So, according on the color, we could possibly get the angel wings in with that white theme. So you've got a whole theme there. Something else that people don't think about is, what if your wreath is well, it's not real thick. You know, I have a wreath, but it's not real fluffy. Well, who's to say that you couldn't take and put another wreath on top? So this is a wreath, and this is a wreath, and then I would just wire them together, do my fluffing up, and then I would start from there and add my decoration. Again, the crystals could be a nice one because of the blue and the blue in this. You could go with sort of a frozen theme. If you want to do...
It's amazing when you start with one thing and then you blossom out, it can be anything.
Exactly. I love to get these little lights.
Look at that.
Look, this is a little lantern. We have, that's one style of little lantern. Here's another little style of lantern, and we could...
You could hang the lantern on
we could wire it right in there so that the little light is on.
Can they see this?
Let me see if we can turn it around so that you'd have that little light in there.
Oh, that's adorable.
And and here's another one. Here's this is a solar one, and it's just a little candle. Mm-hmm. So and inexpensive. You don't have to go, you know, high market, and just sometimes just a little bit of what I call bling.
What is that?
Isn't it interesting? It's beads all wired together in this kind of spring-like thing. Yeah, this kind of wild thing. But who's to say that we couldn't take this and stick it down?
Now, did you make that or did you buy it?
I purchased it, and I purchased it at a thrift store. So I bought somebody's Christmas decoration and repurposing it.
You never know what gem you're going to find.
That's right, exactly. Here's something else that I thought was really interesting. Can you pass me that wooden thing there? How about a monogram? How about if you put your monogram in the center of your wreath and then decorate around it? You could have this as simple as what we've got right here. You could put some kind of little red thing here.
Poinsettia.
A little poinsettia, yeah. I would, if it were me, it would have a lot more, but some people like things a little more understated. But you could hang this on the wall and be done, or on the front door, and you'd be done. The other thing I like is whimsical children's ideas. So here's Father Christmas's coat. So we could have that.
Have Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. There's the elf's breeches. Okay. So we've got that. Here's a pair of earmuffs.
But before you go, what you're saying is, before you go out and buy something, check your old stuff that's left over. You'd be surprised what you can find.
That's just a leftover Christmas ornament. Happens to be a little church.
A little church Christmas ornament. How precious.
The angel beside you, she's the same way. She was a Christmas ornament.
All right, we have to take a quick break. I'm having so much fun. I hate to. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Look at this.